it's Tavis Smiley. First, thank you for your support of KBLA Talk 1580. We deeply appreciate you. So, I get asked all the time, Tavis, when are you going to bring back that State of the Black Union symposium you used to do? You know the one where you had all those black intellectuals on stage every year and everybody watched all day live on C-SPAN? Yeah, I know the one.
Let's bring them back.
Well, I am pleased to tell you that if you go to KBLA1580.com right now, you can sign up to be in the audience here in Los Angeles when we go back live on C-SPAN with a stage full of black thinkers and influencers for a historic conversation. America has never seen a stage full of black folk talking about the urgency of now. Climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. It's going down Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the California Science Center in Exposition Park. Admission is free, but you must register at KBLA1580.com. Once we reach capacity, you'll have to watch us on C-SPAN. But if you want to be in the room when we go live from Los Angeles, Tuesday, June 18th, head to KBLA1580.com right now to reserve your seat. Caring about the climate, caring about the community. With KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
I believe up there. Hey!
I thought I loved you so. I thought I loved you so.
Hour number 2 of the final edition of the group chat. Lots going on today. President Joe Biden and Donald Trump have agreed to 2 debates, the first of which is happening in June, which is about 6 weeks from now. And they have foregone the Commission on Presidential Debates and are negotiating directly with each other. The campaigns are, that is. And the first debate will be hosted on CNN by Jake Tapper and Dana Bash. And the second debate will be in September. That is the earliest final debate. There are usually 3 debates. In this case, there will just be 2. There will also be a vice presidential debate, rather. And as I said, we're going to talk about this hour about is it okay to beat up the parent of your child's bully? Can you beat up the parent of your child's bully? Is that fair game? We're also going to talk about this verbal scuffle that took place between Marjorie Taylor Greene and Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. We'll play that clip. You heard it during the news update at the top of the hour. Jasmine Crockett said that Marjorie Taylor Greene had a bleach blonde, bad-built butch body, which is man, you got to kind of slow down for a minute and think about that one. And wait, did she just use like 6 or 7 B words in a row? Just supreme alliteration and just accurate description of the person that she's talking about. This is how you roast people right here. And we're going to talk about that because it's the reason that she even said that was because Marjorie Taylor Greene said that she had fake eyelashes, which kind of felt like some way of saying, okay, black girl. Kind of felt like some dog whistle way of like, say, yeah, with your black fake eyelashes. So we'll talk about that, and we'll also talk about the young man who died eating a chip as part of the One Chip Challenge, and one of the ingredients, capsaicin, that caused his death is under scrutiny now. And we'll also talk about Dr. Fletcher's team, the Chiefs, and their kicker, Harrison Butker, basically saying women belong in the kitchen, and his wife's life started when she met him. We'll talk about all that when we come forward right here on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's the real deal in real time. You're listening to Areva Martin in real time on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles is a nonprofit law firm that protects and advances the rights of the most underserved, leveling the playing field and ensuring that everyone can have access to the justice system. Every year, LAFLA provides free, high-quality legal services to more than 100,000 people living in poverty across greater Los Angeles. Their unique combination of neighborhood offices, self-help centers at courthouses, and domestic violence clinics puts Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles on the front lines in vulnerable communities and at the forefront of change. LAFLA's expert team of attorneys, paralegals, and support staff works to provide direct representation, offer counsel and advice, provide referrals, and educate the community about their legal rights through workshops and seminars. With locations all over LA, you can access their services or volunteer to help no matter where you live. And if you have an urgent issue, call 213-235-0060. That's 213-235-0060. To get legal help, make a donation, or volunteer, visit lafla.org. lafla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
The thing no one tells you about periods is that your flow changes every day, and so should your tampon size. Tampax has 5 absorbencies to match your changing flow. If it hurts to remove, go down a size. If it leaks, go up a size. Only Tampax has a leak guard braid to help give you up to 100% leak and odor-free protection. All-day comfort and protection for under $5 a month. Based on average U.S. consumer usage at manufacturer's suggested price. However, pricing is at the sole discretion of the retailer. Excludes 8-count.
Watch out!
You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
There's no time like the present. Let's get back to more of Areva Martin in real time on KBLA Talk 1580.
It is the Friday edition. It is the group chat, the Friday group chat, the final Friday group chat. We are retiring the group chat. The kid, myself, I am going to be stepping away from the show mostly because of the birth of my second child, and that's going to be taking up a lot of time in the interim, and so stepping away indefinitely. And Dr. Fletcher and Danny, who I just enjoy doing the show with so much. I just appreciate y'all because, I mean, just every other week we do this. We've been doing this for, probably, I think it's been over a year, man. And y'all have just been so just dependable and reliable, first and foremost, but then also just I really enjoy these conversations. And we have different perspectives. We don't agree on a lot, and I would not have wanted to do a podcast with y'all if I didn't really enjoy having these conversations. And so luckily we do get to continue having these conversations with each other on our podcast Top 2, which you can find wherever you get your podcast, on Apple or Spotify or anywhere else. And so yeah, just really appreciate y'all.
Appreciate the opportunity, Avi. It's been a pleasure working with you, man. You're a professional. You care about people. You stick to your values, and you don't just change who you are just to go with the bandwagoners. And you hold people accountable, man, and you listen to different perspectives, and that's very important. And you're a man of the community, father and husband as well. So you a good brother, and blessings to you and your family and your future endeavors.
Yeah, much appreciate that. I much appreciate that, Danny, and especially coming from someone like you who is very active in the community as well. So, and then Dr. Fletcher, you with all your responsibilities up there in the Bay Area, and being a father to two 2 kids and still making time for the show, man. Just really grateful to you as well.
No, likewise, man. I'm gonna reserve my praise to see how far you go in on my Kansas City Chiefs. You've been dangling this out there for the better part of an hour, so I'm hesitant to praise you too much. I'm very skeptical, but like I mentioned a couple of weeks ago when we were joking about pump faking when it was going to end a couple of weeks ago, I still feel the same way. I appreciate the platform. I appreciate the critical dialogue that we have. I appreciate those who listen in and those who call and we get to joke with, and just continue the conversation in a respectful way about some really impactful issues that impact not just the Black community, but our overall communities that we live and operate in. So I appreciate the station. I appreciate Andy. I appreciate you two good brothers. But of course, I get to continue these critical conversations through the podcast. So much appreciated.
Yeah, and of course, we love KBLA and continue to support KBLA. Andy, what's up?
I know this is the last group chat here on KBLA, but if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, I can still hear you 3 individuals over the digital airwaves. Am I right?
That's right. Wrong? That's absolutely right. Top 2 of the podcast, it comes out. We come out with the episode every week, and it's very much like this show. So if you enjoy these conversations and you can get them on demand, you don't have to set an appointment. You can get them on demand anytime. And Sean, to your point about saving your praise, that's okay. You can save it because whether you give it to me or not, I'm still gonna have the same conversation. I am not a one Donald Trump who is susceptible to flattery. So I'm going to come. I'm going to come with my opinion regardless. And it's not an attack on you. You just happen to be a Chiefs fan, and the Chiefs kicker happens to be in the news right now. I mean, we can't not talk about it. I'm just pointing out to everybody that you are from St. Louis, and you are a Kansas City Chiefs fan. It is a neighboring state. So I mean, I'm just same
state, Avi.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Kansas City, Missouri.
I beg your pardon. I always get that confused because Kansas City is in Missouri. So yeah. So anyway, see, you got a little chance to get a little jab in right there.
Get back.
Yeah. See, there you go.
Unsatisfactory.
And why don't we start there though? While we're on it, why don't we start there with these comments that were made by Harrison Butker at the commencement ceremony of Benedictine College, which is a liberal arts Catholic school. And I think the term liberal arts can be confusing, and you as an educator can explain that far better than I can. As a college professor can get into that because Danny's an educator also. You can get into that better than I can, but just the comments themselves, I mean, just really just attacking, not just like saying that women belong in the kitchen, but just really kind of just very hardcore right-wing religious zealot based in many different areas, anti-LGBTQ, just anti-Joe Biden, anti-abortion. So, as the resident, what do y'all call yourselves? St. Louisans? What do y'all call yourselves?
St. Louisans.
St. Louisans. Okay. See, even that don't sound right. See, y'all just backwards all the way. But anyway.
Hey now.
I'm kidding. But as the resident St. Louisan, I want to get your thoughts on the Harrison Butker commencement speech.
So we've talked about some of these issues in the past that come from certain places of dogma, whether it be political or religious based. He made these statements at a Catholic liberal arts college in Kansas. When I saw where he made the commencement speech, I was not shocked at all that he said it.
Right.
Did I disagree with what he said? 1,000%. But when I understand the context of it all, and I zoom out a bit and realized that a very localized set of religious-based dogma and doctrine philosophy that he said from that stage and who the audience was, I wasn't surprised at all. It'd be different again if this were Mike Johnson. It'd be different for me if this were coming from a national political platform to where you're supposed to be representing the people, right? Mm-hmm. He was talking to a liberal arts, Catholic-based institution. So I wasn't surprised. And to draw back on some of the conversations that we've had on this show, but also our podcast, it doesn't surprise me that many of the philosophies that come from many religious doctrine are very misogynistic. Look at it. I'm not making this up. I come from a very religious background, from an institutional perspective, not just a spirituality perspective. The institution, if you dive into the doctrine of many institutions within religion, in particular Catholicism and Christianity at large, gender roles have been very, very misogynistic and subjugated to women as to what they should like. Now, diving into the specifics of what he said, now we can talk about the problem I had with it. Because whether it is coming from a religious doctrine or religious dogma lens, when you start to make comments that position what women and girls should value from their lives as value and worth, he quickly diminished the value of what their degrees were about to afford them from a professional standpoint and quickly moved towards the domestic side of it and told them, projected, that they will likely see more value personally being wives and mothers, not to mention all of the homophobic comments that he made and the anti-abortion and all of those comments that he made as well. Within the context of where he was, I would bet you dollars to donuts, just about everybody in that audience agreed with what he said.
Yeah.
So when you zoom out on a national stage, and now it's being picked apart on a national stage and on social media, 1,000% you're going to pick it apart, as you should. But the danger of it still is, even those people who agreed, and I stand by this as somebody who grew up in a heavily religious environment, whether you agree with it or not, or you sat there as a girl or woman and applauded sitting at that commencement speech, the danger is that you are still shaping and telling young girls and women about to cross that stage what they should value. And it's under the guise of religion that will send a lot of women in a direction that ultimately they perhaps don't want to go, but they believe that it is necessary, but also it is something that is critical to move and stay in alignment with their religious doctrine. There's a whole lot to unpack from there, but it has to, again, I believe has to stay within its proper context within that space of that commencement, and then now breaking it apart on a national stage. The two are mutually exclusive, in my opinion.
Danny Griffin.
Ooh, that's tough, man. He's crossing a lot of lines. Golly, he just shook. You know how you shake a tree to get all the fruit down or the bees just start flowing? What is he doing? But it's set up, though. I mean, it's funny because, the people that, the public outcry, but a lot of conservative people have praised his speech 100% for, and reflecting his self-professed, deep Catholic faith. But then he referenced, Taylor Swift, and then people are like, hey, she's childless, unmarried, all this other stuff. Why would you quote her and she's in a particular situation, and people love her, and she's living her personal life with her personal truths, and you live your life a certain way, and you're speaking to a certain college that signed you up. They know your views, they know your background, and he's appeasing some people, and then some people are firing back. That's why you have to be careful. When you take checks from people and take opportunities, people set you up, and it's consequence for everything. It's good and bad. And I don't think he was ready for this smoke. I would like to know who's his agent and how many years left he has on his contract there, because the Chiefs are well loved, well liked. You have Kelsey, you have the Swifties out there, you have Mahomes. I mean, you got a lot going on with the Chiefs.
It's America's team right now.
Yeah, and people love the Kansas City, and people love going there, getting that barbecue and all that stuff. And I don't know, man. It's just I'm about unity, and what I feel is right for me may not be right for others. I understand that. And everybody's not the same background, same faith, same political, same ideologies. We all know that. But when you go in there and you make these accusations and you speak for women and you say what a woman should be doing, or you think they're happy doing this and that, I mean, you got to understand, man, like some people are just happy being in their space and their skin. I mean, some people love being domestic, and I mean, you have some women that are raising families, single parents, and being a wife with a husband there, that have multiple degrees, are very professional, gave up careers, more professional, and have a different type of cachet than their husbands, and they sacrifice, right? This guy, I just hate when people box people in, and we've all done that, right? I mean, I've been guilty of that, but you live and learn. The older you get, the more you travel, the more you learn. You change your cachet, you learn, you move differently, and you learn. He has some learning to do. How old is this guy?
28, I think.
Yeah, he's young, man. I mean, he's a young boy. He don't understand. And that's why you have to be careful putting a mic in front of people. And he'll learn, and other people will learn too.
Maybe he will. Maybe he won't.
Maybe he won't because maybe he wasn't set up, right?
I don't think he's gonna.
Maybe he wasn't set up, right? So you guys actually think he knew exactly the point he wanted to come across, exactly what he wanted to say.
It wasn't some like sideline interview. I mean, this was a commencement speech that he had the chance to write
and think over and in the mirror.
Yeah, he practiced.
People, we practiced it with people listening. Yeah. So and then he's 28, but I'm sure he has some advisors too, right? Some mentors.
I don't do kickers have advisors?
Probably not.
I mean, yeah, he's a kicker, man.
Probably not. And he was playing to a home crowd. That's what I'm telling y'all.
Yeah.
People agree with what he was saying.
That's what I'm saying. He has people that's with him in this, like Dr. Fletcher was saying.
Oh yeah. I mean, I heard from one of the students there who didn't like his comments, but she said she was one of very few people in the crowd who didn't like his comments.
Really?
Most of the people in the crowd liked his comments.
So if they could stay within the confines of the state, he's cool. But when you travel viral, then you cross all these different states with ideologies, right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe he thought he wasn't a big enough name to where his speech would go viral like that. I don't know. Maybe he. I don't know. Who knows what he thought? But one of the things he said,
he found out.
He did find out. And I want to ask you in a second, Dr. Fletcher, about if this will have any effect on his career or on the Chiefs. But one of the things he said was that Pride Month is an example of a deadly sin. Weird. But he also said, quote, "How many of you are sitting here now about to cross this stage and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world." He went on to say that his wife is that embraced one of the most important roles of homemaker with him. That's one of the most important roles. So, and the Fox News conglomerate is saying, well, all he did was praise motherhood. No, that's not what he did. He, at a speech, in a speech at a college, basically said, your most important duty is the home. Your most important title is homemaker. So, and sure, your wife, Harrison Butker, had an opportunity to do that because you're a millionaire. And not every woman has that opportunity. So you're saying that you should just focus on finding a dude to marry who can support both of you. And that's your most important title. What if a woman wants to have a career and that's the most important thing to her? What if she doesn't want to have kids? Not everyone wants to have kids.
Yeah, you're right.
And not everyone should be shamed for not having kids. So it's just problematic. And this dude, if you look at him, it's like, oh yeah, he looks like someone who would say some stuff like that. I mean, if
he won't be out here speaking no time soon.
If F-Boy was a person.
So he won't be at Clark. He won't be the commencement speaker at HBCU anytime soon.
I don't think he'll be visiting Bethune-Cookman anytime soon. But when we come forward, I want to talk to you about that. I don't think he's going to go to FAMU anytime in the next couple of years. I want to talk to you, Dr. Fletcher, about the implications on the field, if there will be any, or in the locker room for the Chiefs when we come forward. And also, I want to talk about Jasmine Crockett, the brilliant Democratic congresswoman from Texas, who I think is on the level of an AOC or those type of congresswomen with not only just the attention they should be getting, but just in her intellect and how good she is at her job. So we'll talk about the altercation she had with Marjorie Taylor Greene at a House of Representatives proceeding, at official government business. We're going to talk about that when we come forward after this news, traffic, and sports update on KBLA Talk 1580.
Areva time is the right time. More of Areva Martin in real time when we come forward.
I'm Tyreek Wynn. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Tempers flared at a House hearing on Thursday night after Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene attacked the appearance of Democrat Jasmine Crockett, who's black. The House Oversight Committee was debating whether to hold Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress when Greene and Crockett began arguing. And Greene said, quote, "I think your fake eyelashes are messing up what you're reading," end quote. Crockett later implied that Greene had, quote, "a bleach-blonde, bad-built butch body." A Texas man who shot and killed a Black Lives Matter protester is now a free man. Governor Greg Abbott signed the pardon proclamation on Thursday for Daniel Perry, who was released from prison within an hour. President Biden is marking the 70th anniversary of the landmark Supreme Court decision, Brown versus Board of Education. The 1954 decision struck down institutionalized racial segregation in public schools that were billed as separate but equal. Biden commemorated the event on Thursday by meeting with plaintiffs in the case. That's the latest. I'm Tyreek Wynn on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
SIG alert's been issued for those in Pomona due to a stall Big Rig in the middle lane of the 10 East before Gary Avenue with a 10-minute delay from the 57. Over in Griffith Park, watch for a stall in the left lane of the 134 East at the 5. Stop traffic continues up to 10 minutes from Buena Vista Street, Riverside Drive interchange. Watch for a crash in the left lane of Granada Hills 5 North before Roxford Street with a 30-minute backup running stop from Sunland Boulevard. Expect a 30-minute drive and backup on Orange's 91 East between Highway 57 and Gibson Canyon Road.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and I sell custom blinds designed for do-it-yourselfers. Unlike stock blinds offered at big box retailers, Blindster blinds are custom made for your windows and shipping is free. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Interesting weekend coming up for Angels manager Ron Washington. The Angels are at the Texas Rangers tonight to begin a 3-game series. Washington, in his first season with the Angels, was the Rangers manager for 7 years, from 2007 to 2014. He led the Rangers to the World Series in 2010 and 2011. A lot of good memories happened for the Rangers organization under Washington's leadership. Washington is facing a rebuilding project with the Angels. The Angels are last in the AL West with a 16-28 record. Washington and Dodgers manager Dave Roberts are the only 2 black managers in Major League Baseball. Tomorrow night at 7 here on KBLA, join me and my co-host Neil Scarborough for Out of Bounds. 60 minutes of sports talk with some flavor. You're welcome to join the conversation at 1-800-920-1580. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, it's Tavis Smiley. First, thank you for your support of KBLA Talk 1580. We deeply appreciate you. So, I get asked all the time, Tavis, when are you going to bring back that State of the Black Union symposium you used to do? You know the one where you had all those black intellectuals on stage every year and everybody watched all day live on C-SPAN? Yeah, I know the one.
Let's bring them back.
Well, I am pleased to tell you that if you go to KBLA1580.com right now, you can sign up to be in the audience here in Los Angeles when we go back live on C-SPAN with a stage full of black thinkers and influencers for a historic conversation. America has never seen a stage full of black folk talking about the urgency of now. Climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. It's going down Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the California Science Center in Exposition Park. Admission is free, but you must register at KBLA1580.com. Once we reach capacity, you'll have to watch us on C-SPAN. But if you want to be in the room when we go live from Los Angeles, Tuesday, June 18th, head to KBLA1580.com right now to reserve your seat. Caring about the climate, caring about the community. With KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
I believe up there.
This is DIR Silica. Spot title, Workers, 30-second English Radio. ISKI code, DSEW0430. April 30th, 2024.
Workers in California cut and polish man-made stone for countertops, showers, and more. Without proper protections, workers breathe in harmful dust from the artificial stone material, which puts them at risk of developing silicosis. California employers are required to protect their employees from harmful silica dust by providing proper equipment and training. Stop dusty and deadly practices. Learn more at worksafewithsilica.org. This is a message from Cal OSHA.
We're not just a thermometer recording and broadcasting popular opinion. We aim to be a thermostat, transforming the conversation about climate justice in our community. This is KBLA Talk 1580.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Areva Martin in real time on KBLA Talk 1580.
Pick y'all's mood up for a minute right there. I don't know how you can listen to that and not feel good, man. That's one of my favorite Sade songs right there.
Are you kidding me?
I'm about to play the whole thing as soon as I get in the
Paradise,
car.
baby. Paradise, baby.
Man, Sade.
I go to every concert when she come to town, every 10 years.
I mean, I know that I know that she is well known and famous and all that, but she still doesn't get the credit that she deserves, in my opinion. Sade is just, she has so many hits.
Catalog,
man,
and don't have to work the stage, and then her band Sweetback travels by themselves and has an album. It's one of the top bands, if you love just music and jazz, Sweetback, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, man.
She fine too.
It's called
She
Keep
beautiful.
Looking.
She beautiful.
Oh yeah, when I was younger, I used
gorgeous.
to have a little crush on her.
Yeah, me too.
But not sure if I should be saying that now. But
Your wife ain't gonna trip.
It was a long time ago. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, you want your husband to like people. What's wrong with that? Yesterday was my favorite though. Birthday, Janet Jackson.
Oh yeah. Okay. Who among us didn't?
Yeah.
I mean, earlier in our lives, have a crush on her. I mean, come on.
Anita too, but they going off on Anita. Dang, I can't even say her name. I'm sorry, y'all.
Anita Baker?
Yeah, she didn't show up to the concert. Canceled 15 minutes before. Golly.
I met Anita Baker, man. She is sweet as.
She was nice. She was nice with me. I was cool with her too. Man. I met her too. Yeah.
Yeah, you go on my Instagram, you'll see a picture with her like a few years back.
Well, your Instagram may have some hateful comments now. They take that down. They mad at Anita.
I actually sat behind Janet Jackson, like 2 rows behind her at the Jackson versus AEG trial after Michael Jackson had died and his mom, Katherine Jackson,
get out of here,
was suing AEG. I was covering the trial for KTLA.
Really?
Yeah, and so I was there, and I just in the courtroom on like a lot of the days of that trial, and one of the days Janet Jackson was there. I was sitting like 2 rows behind her.
Get out of here! Did you say hi?
No, I didn't say hi, man.
Okay.
It was
yeah,
during
it's
court proceedings.
It's a different type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was also.
Yeah,
a lot of people. Like she was surrounded by people and,
not the
and
time.
family and whatever. But still, I mean, yeah, it was definitely the wrong venue for me to try to shoot my shot. But anyway, news. We're talking about news.
Sorry, Dr. Fletcher. Hey, Dr. Fletcher, we in LA, man. It's different down here. We're distracted. We're distracted, brother.
That we're on the radio.
Yeah, we forgot, brother. Sorry. I apologize. We'll be up there in the Bay with you, brother. Hey, everybody got eyes. We got our favorite Right On magazine, baby.
All right, so talking about this, let's wrap up this Harrison Butker situation and move on to someone more important. But Dr. Fletcher, do you think this will have any effect on the Chiefs and their quest for a trifecta, a three-peat?
It depends. I think the way that Harrison Butker has been handling it right now, no, I don't. Had he said something racist, then yeah, I think that would be too much to overcome. But the NFL already distanced themselves from it. The Chiefs are trying to toe the line. I think that if he goes the full-on Aaron Rodgers, sort of on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he's doubling and tripling
Which
down.
could be coming. It could be coming.
Then I doubt it. I doubt it very seriously. But then you run the risk of losing the cost-benefit analysis of a kicker. All right, he's a good kicker.
But he's a good kicker. He's a phenomenal kicker too.
He's a phenomenal kicker. Yet and still, many phenomenal kickers have been shown the door when they are no longer worth whatever the trouble is. All right. So I think that it all depends on how he decides to go about it. If it stays status quo right now, this will blow over. He may get some protesters outside the stadium. That'll blow over. That is just part of the life cycle of controversy. If he doesn't add fuel to this fire to keep it alive, it'll die down. It may pop up again towards training camp. You may have a few signs out front. You may have some hecklers, but by and large, it all depends on what he does with it. Because again, had he said something to divide the locker room, all right, then yes, I think you'd have a bigger issue. But I don't believe that, and we've seen cases like this before. Trust me, he ain't the only person with conservative views in professional sports at all. There's a laundry list of them. And not all of them white either, all right? And it hasn't divided the locker room until they say something. The only time that we've seen athletes sort of hasten their departure from a team or the league is when they said something outright racist. And then ultimately there's no coming back from that.
Yeah. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but to a certain extent, when you make comments like these, aren't you kind of quasi dividing the locker room anyway? Because I think I can understand. I mean, I've been in locker rooms and I've played college football, and it was a time in my life when I wasn't involved in politics and didn't know much about politics. And come to find out later, when Donald Trump ran and a lot of my former teammates were Trump supporters, my white teammates, I was aghast because these are dudes who I knew and I thought, cared about, the black experience and, all that. But after that, I felt like they didn't. And so in a case like this, obviously we're in a much more polarized world, much more politicized world. And so I guess you expect some of those guys on your team to be of those beliefs. But when someone makes it known, do y'all think it makes it more difficult to be around them? Danny, what do you think? I mean, if you were hooping and I mean, you got a lot of Republican homeboys anyway, so I guess maybe not.
Democrat. Democrat, baby. He gonna get my wallet taken out. He gonna Crenshaw Slauson. You tripping?
But I mean, does it make it harder to beat teammates when you know that their views are just so abhorrent like that?
It's different now because college, you have so many different you have so many different personalities and personas and lifestyles now. So, and then you got lawsuits too. So now people are just out and supportive of whatever their teammates do. And professionally, I think you're starting to see some of the same things. But the NFL is one of the last strongholds for a lot of things. Like Dr. Fletcher said, I think the thing that divides the locker room in NFL is racism. Like they said, like the former, well, I think he's still in the NFL. He said something about his African-American teammates not teammates, but about African-American people.
Who did?
One of the, Dr. Fletcher would know. He was a cowboy, not a cowboy like cowboy for the Cowboys, but he was at a country western club or something, a concert, and he made a statement. Yeah. I think he played for the Jets or the Eagles or something.
Riley?
Talking about Riley?
Yeah, Riley.
Riley Cooper?
Yeah. So he made a comment.
Cooper.
So
he said the N-word.
Yeah, he said the N-word.
And then his I think wasn't Michael Vick playing with him at the time, and he came to his defense or something like that? Because I was thinking he should have been cast out the league.
Yeah, I mean, people make statements in their homes. I mean, Jerry Jones has made a couple of little statements. I mean, Donald Sterling made a statement, and I know a lot of black guys wasn't mad at Donald Sterling.
Sterling made a statement and lost his NBA
he lost his
franchise.
team. I know a lot of black guys like, Donald Sterling's right. If I found out another race was talking to my girl, I wouldn't care. But if the brothers, not the brothers. That's what some brothers were saying. That's like an inside jump.
Everybody hates on the brothers, man.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody hate on the brothers. So it's funny because I think locker rooms, the race thing is good, is the big thing because in football you have a lot of players. You have 80-some guys, and out of 80-something guys, how many are African Americans, or how many are pro-black, right? And you got to understand, once you say the race card or something, the N-word or something crazy, or then you got to be like, okay, that's about to divide. But women in this situation, and you're talking about LGBTQ, I just. These are marginalized communities that deserve the same type of support as everything else. But I don't know if everybody's there. I don't know if all 78, 79 guys are going to defend motherhood and the stay-at-home mom and the LGBT community. I think a lot of guys are neutral and they worry about their own households, and they only deal with those situations as they come to it. They're not they're not protesting, but the Black Lives Matter movement and just supporting black people in general, I think is something that we all want to do, because we're African American. And I support my Latino brothers and sisters. I support, my Asian brothers and sisters. I support all communities. And I think the locker room is still learning. You got a lot of young guys that are not versed in a lot of areas. And I don't think it's going to divide the locker room one bit, right? But the racism will. This other stuff, no, absolutely not. Some people are not even going to know he said anything. I hate to say that.
They'll know.
They'll know, but they don't care. They don't care. They're not going to.
Not as many in that locker room. I'll say it again. Not as many in that locker room disagree as much as you may think they do.
Oh yeah, sure.
And that is emblematic. That is emblematic of where we are as a society. But it's also, as Danny mentioned, unless you have something that is a lightning rod topic where it is universally shunned, like racism, and like we just talked about with the Riley Cooper example. He played several more years, including with the Eagles, where he supposedly divided the locker room. So in a league that is almost 70% African American, if that didn't divide the locker room, this is not either.
No.
Because these are marginalized people and marginalized issues. And unfortunately, these issues are still marginalized even throughout professional locker rooms. No, I don't think it will.
All right, well, let's kick the topic of Harrison Butker off the airwaves like a field goal, and I hope he shanks a game-winning playoff field goal next season. When we come forward, we are going to spend some time on someone more important, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, and her what should we call it? A beef with Marjorie Taylor Greene, or kerfuffle with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Her defended herself.
Yeah, she defended herself.
Her black girl magic.
We'll talk about it when we come forward right here on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's the real deal in real time. You're listening to Areva Martin in real time on KBLA Talk 1580.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriICanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriICanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
There's no time like the present. Let's get back to more of Areva Martin in real time on KBLA Talk 1580.
And we're back on the final edition of the group chat with Dr. Sean Fletcher and Danny Griffin. So a 14-year-old died in September from participating in the One Chip Challenge. It was a Massachusetts teenager, 14-year-old. It's he collapsed after eating an extremely spicy tortilla chip that was part of the quote-unquote One Chip Challenge. And there's an ingredient in the chip which is manufactured by Paqui. I'm not sure how you pronounce that company. But it's an ingredient called capsaicin, and they are now wondering if that ingredient should be in the chip. They're scrutinizing the ingredients, but the only reason I'm bringing this up is because we see these challenges pop up from time to time. There was the light yourself on fire challenge, the Tide Pod. There's just so many stupid things. You see a challenge, just leave it alone. But let's spend these last few minutes on Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. So basically, they're at a proceeding in the House of Representatives to determine whether to advance contempt proceedings against Attorney General Merrick Garland. And so Marjorie Taylor Greene, she said to Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, who is black, "I think your fake eyelashes are messing up your reading." And so when you talk about someone's appearance in the House of Representatives, they're not supposed to be able to. What you described it to me earlier, Danny. They're not supposed to be able to speak anymore.
Yeah, you're not supposed to speak up for yourself, and if you do, you're the angry black person. They set you up.
But I mean, there's rules in the House of Representatives though that
rules
that prevent you from talking about someone's appearance.
Yes, you're not allowed to do that at all.
And clearly, Marjorie Taylor Greene did that to Jasmine Crockett, and they didn't shut Marjorie Taylor Greene down. So after that happened, then Jasmine Crockett said this. Let's hear it, Andy.
Miss Greene, for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
That's Jasmine Crockett speaking.
Who's?
It's me.
Miss Crockett.
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those words.
I don't think that's a part of the.
I'm trying to find clarification on what quality.
Chairman, motion to strike those words.
I had no idea what you just said.
We're not gonna do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just.
You just voted to do it.
Y'all did it first, so you don't want to talk about
voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at, calm down.
No, because this is what y'all do. So I'm trying to get
Miss
clarification.
Crockett, you're not recognized. Miss Crockett.
I can't hear you with your yelling.
Don't want me
calm
to
down.
Be,
Can you please calm down?
Don't tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all talk noise and then you can't.
Okay, so many things about this just really upset me. First of all, just the comments of your eyelashes are getting in the way of your reading. And then Marjorie Taylor Greene would later tweet, Jasmine Crockett has fake eyelashes and AOC is not intelligent. These are not insults, these are facts. Are you serious? First of all, you're one of the dumbest people I've ever seen, let alone one of the dumbest Congress people. And you want to talk about someone's intelligence and someone's fake eyelashes. But then, since they didn't shut her down, Jasmine Crockett said, well, what if I were to talk about her bleach, blonde, bad-built butch body?
And they shut her down.
And they shut her down. And then in the process, Marjorie Taylor Greene said, oh, calm down. First of all, you're the one who instigated this. Second of all, you're trying to perpetuate this mad black woman stereotype by saying calm down, like you're not the one who started all this. And then the infrastructure it's a Republican leader of that committee. It's a Republican majority in the House, so the committees all have Republican chairs. But it's just really upsetting.
I can read the rules so people understand.
Go ahead.
The rules of the House dictate members can't engage in personalities, meaning that they're not allowed to make offensive comments about or toward another member. If it occurs, the member who insulted can ask for the words to be stricken from the record, and if that happens, the offending member is not allowed to speak for the remainder of the proceeding. During the markup, there was a failed vote to strike down Marjorie Taylor Greene's comments from record, and she was allowed to continue her remarks. Mm-hmm. So she should have been shut down per the law of the House. Mm-hmm. And when she wasn't, she was continued to badger Crockett and actually called her out and was condescending and saying, calm down.
Right.
But she shouldn't have been allowed to speak, period.
At all.
There's racism in that.
Yeah,
that's crazy,
absolutely.
man. That's crazy.
Dr. Fletcher, jump in here with about 60 seconds if you can.
Yeah, with all due respect to the great Michelle Obama, there's no longer, it's antiquated thinking to continue with the ideology when they go low, we go high, because it's working. And what the representative did, Crockett, I'm here for it. It shouldn't be this way, but here we are. And you got to deal with the here and now, not your fathers and your grandfathers and grandmothers' politics. This MAGA movement has thumbed its nose at the system, just like what Marjorie Taylor Greene has done, Lauren Boebert, and everybody else. They are operating within this system saying, forget your censorship, forget your rules. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and you can't do nothing about it. And she messed around and found out. AOC, too. That Bronx came out of AOC when she said, baby girl, and she was about to go in on Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm here for it. It's unfortunate that we are in this day and age, but here we are.
Yeah.
And you're probably going to see more of it.
Yeah, and you got to clap back at people like this. I mean, and even though she didn't get shut down this time in the House, she did get roasted. And people are now going to be. I'm not going to forget about that bad built bleach blonde butch body comment for a long time. I don't remember that one. Every time I see her, that belonged in the Tom Brady roast. That was just awesome. But once again, guys, I really appreciate all of your time and your perspective and your intellect. This last year plus on the group chat, and again, you can hear us every week. Every Monday we come out with a new episode. What episode are we coming out with on Monday, Sean? Is it 14?
14, yeah.
Yep. And so on Apple Podcasts, just search Top 2 or search Avi Bernard. And shout out to Howard for being with us from the beginning. And good luck to your Pacers. I know that it's an elimination game for them. Pacers are down by 4 right now. They're 5.5-point favorites, so they're favored to cause a Game 7 like the Wolves did. We'll see if they're able to do that. Good luck to them, and appreciate all of you for hanging out with us online and in person, or rather on YouTube. I mean, not in person. Obviously, that would be weird, but on YouTube. And so, Danny, Sean, appreciate y'all. I'll talk to you this weekend.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. And the Raw Report with Robin Ayers is coming up next. I'm Avi Bernard, and I am gone.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Tyreek Wayne. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries is calling on Republicans to honor the officers who defended the U.S. Capitol during the January 6th riot. As National Police Week wraps up in Washington, Jeffries faulted Republicans for a delay in instilling a plaque on Capitol grounds commemorating the officers. Congress in 2022 passed a law requiring the memorial by March of 2023, but no plaque has been unveiled more than a year after the deadline under Republican leadership. A man who was injured by LAPD projectile during the 2020 anti-police protests has won a